Hey, second grade teachers. I'm here to just give you a little helper video on an upcoming TEK that you have, and it is your even and odd TEK, 2.7a. I can determine whether a number up to 40 is even or odd using object pairings. So I'm starting with backwards design here. I'm actually looking at my rubric to see what are the expectations for the students to do to get a 1, 2, 3, or 4. And looking here, it's literally just starting with skip counting by twos to determine the total number of objects in a set. They get a 1 if they cannot do that. To get a 2, they have to be able to skip count by twos to determine the total number of objects in a set, and they start to begin to recognize if the set has equal pairs in numbers up to 20. Now the TEK goes to 40, so if they can do it up to 20, they would get a 2, but they have to be able to do both of these components. And then looking up here, once again, now we're just going to straight up determining based on pairings if it's even or odd, but once again that's just up to 20. To get the 3, it is up to 40, and then obviously if they stay at a 20, they would eventually go down to a 1. So just in planning this, we need to start, okay, so where am I gonna start here? Well, I'm gonna start with my TEK documents, of course, too, but I know that I'm gonna have to start with just skip counting by twos to make sure they can even determine how many are in this set, and then we'll talk about whether or not it's even or odd. So I hope that helps in kind of just starting to guide your planning, really starting with the rubric. It's, it's your backwards design in this point. And then I'm going to now go to my even and odd TEK documents as well. And so we have 3 days for this one. And the objective is they will determine whether a number up to 40 is even or odd using an object to create pairs. So we've got all sorts of great stuff in here. You can look through this as well, but it talks about using counters. If you have a leftover counter and pairs. Once again, we got our, adding 2 over and over again. Same, that's our skip counting right there. Talking about our doubles facts and all kinds of great stuff. Then we're going into examples of activities. We've got our counters and our pairs. So talking about counters and pairs, big thing is, for this one, guys, is your concrete objects. That's what we need to really focus on. Speaking of, if I go into Go Math, sorry, wrong one. If I go into Go Math right here, there is the teacher resource book. And under that, we've got all sorts of awesome Blackline Masters, basically is what they are. And if you can see here, there's work mats. And I'm looking at the 10 frame work mats. The 10 frame will really help your students in organizing. Ta-da! And here are our 10 frames from Go Math. We have our just single and we have our double 10 frame right here. Now, once again, yes, we need to go to 40, but we're gonna, of course, scaffold to that, and we're gonna start just up to 20. And literally, you can use whatever objects you want: counters, cubes, linking cubes, your units from your place value blocks if you need to. I had money in my office at the moment, play money, so that's what I'm just using. But literally, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as they are able to count by twos to determine how many objects, and then we're literally just going to determine whether it's even or odd at this point. And using the 10 frame just helps with the organization side, and they can easily see, okay, so I've got my pairs 2, 4, 6, and then, I don't have a pair here. I have one more, that would be 7, so it would be odd because we don't have our pairs. Then looking over here, getting to a larger number, if we were asked, is 14 even or odd? Literally, they can explore if 14 is even or odd with their, oh my gosh, I'm having a moment. They're 10 frames, and then with objects of some sort. So as they can see, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We have 14, and there's no leftovers, so each one has a pair. So in this case, 14 would be even. Don't take these manipulatives out of the baby's hands if they need it. Literally, this is what the TEK is. It's pairs and sets. So objects and pairs of sets. Now, you might have some that don't need that, but counters are a designated support for 3rd grade. So why would we take that away if they need that support? So just think about that when you're doing this. I will say I've looked at Go Math. Sometimes it's aligned, sometimes it isn't. For this particular TEK, for even and odd, it looked really good. It has some good stuff. If you were to use their Explore, it's a video. I would have the students doing it with their counters and 10 frame mats as well. It's a good Explore, but literally they need to be turning and talking about their findings when they're doing it. You know, pause the video if you want to just use the video as a guide to set it up, but then really and truly they need something in their hands while they're doing that, and they need to be talking to each other and making their own connections. So I hope this little video helps. If you have any other questions, just let me know. And skip counting by twos during your number talk would be a great thing to do this week to help reinforce that as well, if you've noticed that some babies are struggling with skip counting by twos. But if you have any other questions, you can reach out to me, you can reach out to Jillian, and we love to help you in any way. All right, y'all have a great rest of the day.